What's up guys, Historian Picker back with another Crusader Kings III video of forming the Dutch Empire. Alright, so last time we left off with getting a claim on our liege's title. So we can declare war against our liege for the Duchy of Holland. However, we are severely injured. So I do hope we're gonna get better from that. Hope our physician can help. He has 1,200 men. And let's see. We ourselves got 500. And then we got 2 allies. Very close. And our ally alone in Brabant has 1,200 men. And our ally in Zutphen has 600. We are still under Bavaria. And they are in a war for getting East Francia. Okay. I guess most of our council died last time. Let's see. I'm just going to click this, write some thoughts down, get my stress down. All right. And I think we're just going to go for it. Let's go for our claims. Gonna call our allies in. Raise our armies a little bit further away from him. Over here. And we're just gonna go for it. We're gonna wait till our allies meet up with us. And we're probably gonna go in for a battle. Oh, our ally is already getting caught here. No. Alright, let's just... It says we're gonna die if we attack him, so let's just start sieging. And it will take around 9 months. Oh. Where is our ally going? Oh. Okay. What is happening? Okay, he just went all the way around. That was weird. Let's see. I took Beatrix out playing with a bow, and my surprise, she ran into a wounded doe. She did not hesitate in a slice to bring it down. Ah, she can become ambitious. Alright, it will take our liege 8 months to siege my capital. And... Oh no, our ally from Brabant is fighting an independence war. That's not good. Hopefully we can get a good capture here. Got a new stewardship perk. Let's go taxman. More efficiency with collecting our taxes. Alright, hopefully we can get a good capture. Oh, yes. I was hoping for that. So because he's a kid, he can't lead his own armies, of course, which means he will always be in his capital. And that gives us a good chance to capture him, which we did. So we're just gonna enforce the demands. And would you look at that? We're now a mighty duke. All right. Wow. So now we are the Duke of Holland, but we still only have 2 counties. So we want to expand that. We can, because we can hold 4. I for sure want to hold the entire Duchy of Holland for myself. And I mean, if I can, also some parts of Frisia, if I have space left over. All right, and now I have vessels, so I can put some more people on my council. Nice. All right, then we're not gonna interfere with these wars. It doesn't affect us directly, so we're just gonna wait here. We upped our legitimacy, and we are gonna build up. It does say we can create an accolade. Let's have a little look. Oh, okay. I guess they lied to us. Nice. So, and how much counties do we need for the kingdom? Oh, so we can already create the kingdom if we create one more duchy title. So, for example, Duchy of Frisia. And then if we get the gold. But as I said, first I want to build up my counties. So I think I want to put some farms and fields into my capital. Or first... Nah, first I'll upgrade the manor houses. It will reduce the cost for hosting a feast as well. Oh wait. No, that money doesn't improve at all. We just got more money. Alright, let's get it. Oh, an ambush. I was traveling at night with a group of people. We were all in a hurry. We must move with haste or else they catch us. Someone said. Suddenly there were screams and fire. Ambush! Run for it! Someone shouted. Too late. The next thing I knew, I was hit with several arrows and began bleeding profusely and losing consciousness. Then I woke up. What a nightmare. Alright, so we are still severely injured, which I really do not like. Altering the deal. My Chancellor, Count Ghostwine, has a contract with me that is quite lenient, exempting him from many of the obligations I would typically expect from one of my vassals. So he is my... Okay, he's the Count of Ostfriesland. If I could get him to consent to increase obligations, it would greatly benefit the realm in the long term. I'm not gonna pay 75 gold, are you crazy? So what is your contract then? It's just normal. And in this time, loyalty is worth more than levy, so... Yeah, let's get them to like us. Man. I really hope we're gonna lose this severely injured trade. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to play as one of our daughters at a young age. Which would not be the ideal situation. Wow, look how much development growth we get here though. That's very nice. We don't have a steward. Just gonna put our marshal there. Okay. So our youngest daughter martial skill increases by 1. Okay, how are these wars going? Up 36%, and the independence war is up 5%. Ooh, Denmark's doing quite well. Ooh, Charles Bjorn already died. Wow, okay, Hasten died as well. From stress. Really? A Viking dying from stress? Look at the Hastings family though. I love playing as Hastings, and they got the Duchy of Mercia and Gwynedd. They're not doing too bad, but now they're playing as a 6-year-old because his eldest son died as well. Alright. And King Charles II died, which means France split up. Wow. King Louis died. We're only 15 years into the game and almost all the starting characters died. Also the king of East Francia. Okay. Let's see. My daughter Emma seemed to enjoy our latest feast immensely. She got along quite well with everyone she spoke to, even the adult guests. Yeah, I love to make my children gregarious, so yes. Yeah, so we could pay homage to our liege, but his capital's all the way over here, and there's like a lot of fighting going on, so I don't think I will just yet. Let's see who's gonna win that war first. Just in case I would die. Ooh. Adrian van Zwane. He is a murderer, but look at his stewardship, and we really need a good steward. Oh, I can't recruit him? Why not? Oh wait, I can banish him. Wait, what? If I banish him, I get 79 gold? I didn't even know that existed. Alright. Nice. The young mediator. There was a commotion among the children today. Emma was attempting to preach among her fellow youngsters and became the target of a small fight. Beatrix intervened and managed to stop the fight before anyone got hurt. Right. So let's see. What do we want our youngest daughter to be? She is ambitious, so let's make her brave as well. Okay, and see if we can start working on revoking our subject's title. Okay, we need plenary assemblies. I should be the head of the Dutch culture now. Nice. So we're working on mustering grounds, and I want plenary assemblies, so I can have limited crown authority. We're making 5.1 gold a month. Not too bad. I really have little amount of people in my court. Hmm. Oh no, Count Giselbert died. Does that mean our alliance is also gone? Not exactly, but because Brabant was a county instead of a duchy, they split up between his three sons. So now we're allied with his youngest son. Alright. Alright, and let's start upgrading our farms and fields. Far from home. A stranger is brought before me. He has been waiting outside the castle gates for a week, my liege. My guard informs me. The man bows deeply. My name is Wanago, my lord. I've traveled far and wide and seen many things, but my family and I are wary of the road. If you allow us to stay, I will happily share my knowledge of the world with you and be your loyal servant. I mean, I really could use... Okay, so he's Andalusian, so he comes from the south of Spain. Ooh. Oh, wow. He is a really bad guy, huh? Hmm. This is a hard choice. He's a very... Look at him. Every single one of his traits is sinful to his faith. But he is Muslim. Hmm. I think because we're in such a dire situation with our courtiers, if he embraces Catholicism, he can stay. Let's see. He's not really good at anything, though. But at least we have some sort of marshal back. Alright, we unlocked a new perk. Let's do It's My Domain, because then we can take the extort subject decision and get a lot of money. We don't want tyranny, so we're just gonna have a little bit of extra money. Yeah. Nice. Ah, nice. To my vessel. Your considerable talents have not gone unnoticed, Willem. In recognition of your skills, I would like to offer you the position of Steward of Bavaria. Oh, that is so nice. So look at our gold right now. We got 5.2, and if we accept it, 7.5. It's because, let's see. If we become a steward of a king, we will get +2 tax per month, plus 7% domain taxes, and also our monthly stewardship lifestyle will go up 15%, and building construction costs -7%. So just a very good trade. And I mean, of course, he wants to make us his steward. Look at his 24 stewardship. All right, and of course, my daughter and heir Emma hovers in the limbo between childhood and adulthood. I have taught her enough to understand the truth, and she's still young enough to have an open mind. If I want to induct her into the service of the Horned God, it's now or never. Yes, let's make her a witch. Make our family a family of witches. Okay, ooh, Independence War. Our king is actually gonna lose it. Yeah. Oh, and we're being... No, we're not being raided. I think I will upgrade my man-at-arms a little bit. Oh, wow. That was very expensive. Wow. Take us 112. Okay. But they are heavy hitters, so it's worth the investment. Okay. I'll help my vessel defend. Oh, we really have shitty commanders. Okay. Oh. Alright, so we did win the battle, but it cost us Godfried, our dwarf friend. Jesus, was ripped apart limb by Mayor... Can't pronounce his name. Wow. Poor guy. Well, we lost our spy master. But we got Clara, our personal physician. I think I'm gonna work on a claim on West Friesland, so I can revoke his title later without having tyranny. But you know what? No, that's gonna take a long time anyway. Let's start fabricating a claim on Nederzicht and hopefully get a duchy claim so we can get the Duchy of Utrecht. It'll be very nice. Man, I just knew this day was gonna come as well because we're severely injured. That is very unfortunate. So, Duke Willem of Holland has finally found peace at 33 years of age. What do you mean finally? That's so young. He unable to carry their own massive frame, born under unfortunate circumstances. He was often dared for his gigantic proportions. Duchess Emma ascends to the throne having mastered many skills. She's sure to be admired by her subjects. Alright, so she's 15 and almost of age, I believe. Let's see. June. Oh, right. So the next month we're going to turn 16. Wow, so we had a very short life as Duke Willem of Holland. But you know, that's CK3. It's fun to not roll back. So we're just going to continue as Duchess Emma. Let's see. And we came of age immediately. I have completed my studies of scholarship, even if the highest aspect of the subject eludes me. I lived up to everyone's expectation and learn more than most. As I take my first step into adulthood, I find myself reminiscing about some of the people who have made an impact on the woman I've become. The friendships I shared with Beatrix, my sister, meant a lot to me when we were both young. To still have her by my side means a lot. I had some memorable times with Barend. Oh. Oh. It truly helped me understand both myself and love. Oh. Barend? Barend is the Count of West Friesland. And you're my friend. And somehow you still hate me. Oh, because we're arrogant and callous? Or is that you? Oh, okay, so we became an astute intellectual. Not too bad. Plus sex learning. Wait, I do wonder, can we arrange a marriage between us but then matrilineally? Unfortunately not. It was worth a try. We're a giant just like our father. We're very gregarious. We're modest. And we're a little bit callous. So that's going to be an interesting character. Our mother is regent. But we're just going to end it immediately. So we like to be in full power. Okay. Put him as our chancellor. Okay, and I guess we're gonna go down the learning lifestyle tree this time. I mean, we just finished school, so I think it would make sense to go scholarship focus. Gonna focus on developing our realm. And I do need to get married. Let's see, of course, we don't want to marry into a lowborn because then we're gonna lose our legitimacy. Not lowborn. And it would be nice if we could marry someone that had high learning, but there's no one like that, unfortunately. So we're probably not gonna marry for a bit then. I mean, we're 16. We still have an entire life ahead of us. Okay. I mean, all these guys were so old, so... You know what I never understood makes sense? So, we're nobles, right? And back in the days, mostly only the clergy could read. And the nobles sometimes a little bit. But then just this lowborn character has almost 30 learning. Like, how does that make sense? Just weird. Alright, so we have a pressed lily. We can get plus 10 fertility. Oh wow, we can marry our mother away to the Count of Graz. That's all the way in Austria. It's too far. But perhaps we could marry our mom to someone that has a very good stewardship. Let's see, Jewish. I don't think we're gonna marry him. Sadistic, wrathful. I don't want to marry my mother to death. But here, ambitious, a little bit stubborn, cynical. We're callous, so comes like he's Christian. So we're gonna marry our mother off with Bernard, and he can become our new steward. See, and we want to make you our chancellor. And this is fine for now. All right. So I think we should host a funeral for our father now if we can. There's a temple building over here. And we're just going to mourn a little bit. I do want to have a grand funeral. So wait a little bit. Yes. Oh. A donation in good faith. My bishop Lodewijk has received a significant donation of gold from the estate of a wealthy but childless landholder, now deceased. He claims the departed lived a very frugal and pious life and wishes for the gold to go where it could do good. Bishop Lodewijk insists that I receive part of the donation, as I am a paragon of the Catholicism in Holland. A tempting offer indeed. So I could take the gold. I could offer even more. Please give it to the poor in my name. Wait. first. Funeral. So, okay, what does it say? Use detachment is plain at every audience. Tears do not move them, and ruling are handed down with no softening of tone. So we're a pretty cold character. We are modest. I don't think she would say give to the poor my name, because she's pretty callous. I don't think she cares about that. I don't think we're not like evil or something, so we're not gonna take everything. I think she would be like, all right, give it to me then. This morning we asked for directions towards our next destinations from one of the locals passing by on the road in Bergen op Zoom. I'm not sure now whether we should have. We are lost in other words. These directions we were trying to follow, were they bad directions to begin with, or did we just misunderstand them? Come on, you go from here to here. You must know your own county. Alright. Brugge is to be Willem's final resting place, and I'm left alone to gather my thoughts and prepare for the arrival of the honored mourners. I'll never forget him. Wow. Duke Willem of Holland, man. What a great guy. Said he died because he was a giant, basically. Couldn't hold his own structure. Damn. Okay. The mourners moved through the hall, whipping in the kind of macabre dance offered Duke Willem of Holland. The unsettling silence of people holding back what they so desperately wish to do. Silent screams never forget their lips, hard-fought battles against tears being lost, so ashamed of their own grief. I rise to my feet and allow myself to get lost in the dance with my fellow mourners. I must remain strong. The body of my lost father has now been void of life for days, yet his eyes still hold life therein. The grace of the divine, God's hold on the body from the ravages of rot and decay, as if I keeping him in a dream between living and dead. The clamoring crowd have declared his body incorruptible, chosen to ascend to be a saint. I mean, I don't think she would like strip his father away from becoming a saint, so a miracle before my eyes. So now he's dead and he became a saint. That is funny. He doesn't have much use out of it. The shadow of mourners no longer loom over me, and I am last given a moment alone. What quiet comfort I could take in such a moment without the rattling and prowling of other guests in my ears. Just me and my thoughts of my father. It feels good. All eyes fall upon Alicia as she... Who is she? Duchess Beatrix Spymaster. Oh, I did not pay attention to that. I have to look at that in a second. As she falls to the ground in lamentations, hands coating her reddened eyes. From view, Alicia's thorough grasps and chokes have left her fellow mourners breathless, and many offer her comfort and reverence, as if it were who was the committed to the thereafter. She's not very arrogant, so she's just gonna mourn in her own way. She's humble. Before me, feasting tables stocked high with all manner of food and drinks, as if Duke Willem of Holland were trying to offer a final act of magnanimity before parting. Ooh, a Prince Bishop of Salzburg has so far refused to lay a finger on the banquet. However, swilling his goblet around in idle solace, his middle distance stares fall warily upon me, and with a quiet nod he raises his drink high. To Duke Willem of Holland, truly one of the greats. Wow. I guess our father was beloved all over Europe. He came all the way from Austria. Tell us what he really meant to you. Of all figures venerated and villainous, none have been desired more than our departed father. With his crowd of weepers and gawkers finding other subjects to satisfy their fascination, I am at last left with a moment of solace between myself and my father. Because I think because we're a witch, we're just gonna take some air. The sorrowful line marches on. The line to have a last moment with my father. At last whispers a long goodbye. Alas, nothing at the last place anyone will see him again. Truly a privilege it is to be here. The line brings me ever closer until at last the figure in front of my parts, and there's nothing but a veil between me and him. A quiet bow and I will depart. I and the other mourners take reprieve from our grief to enjoy the great bounty of food. Count Bertov of Argyle, usually the lifeblood of any feast, now sits across me, misty eyes with an untouched cup at his side. However, we can make ourselves fat and merry in times like this. Are we to enjoy ourselves while Willem has nothing? Join me, empty your cups in libation. The guest seems to agree. There is wisdom in Bertel's oafish laminations. Yes, we will join. Esteemed guests drift past the enshrouded body of my father, one after another, granting him little more than a side bow or nod, as if perfunctory gestures could ever enough to honor a life. My heart weighs as heavy as my pockets, so full of trinkets and memories of Willem. I can't help but wonder why I should get to hoard objects which rightfully belong to him. Yeah, you know what? Let's give a press Lily to him. Little tradition in our family. Hunched beside me, bereft of the pretense of propriety. Wow. Okay, so guys, I know my English is not perfect, but these words, the inconsolable Adelbold gazes out into nothingness before him. Not a tear falls from his eyes, not a word passes his mouth until he turns to me. God can be cruel indeed. Why does the wind still yet blow? Why does the sea continue its push to the shore? Why does my body ache for food and thirst for water? The end of days is upon us. My acquaintance is dead. Prince Bishop, Adelbold of Nader State. Pretty sure I'm half fabricating a claim rate county. Now remember, we must not allow grief to overwhelm us. Yeah, I got it. But I want a duchy claim, so I will say no to this. Now the time has come to commit my father's final rites before his final journey in the thereafter. The enshrouded body is held suspended above an open grave surrounded by close friends and family. Stood at his head is you, a privileged place of mourning afforded only to magnanimous hosts. To see him surrounded by so many mourners that given a proper Catholic burial gives me hope that perhaps I too will be remembered this fondly as a duchess. At last his body is lowered into the earth, and the funeral is officially completed with a prayer. Alright, we get 110 legitimacy, which will make us a rightful ruler. I gain 500 piety, and we lose some stress. Nice. Okay, so I was not paying attention to this, but our sister became independent. Okay. And that can happen, of course. I think I would just immediately declare war for our claims. And hopefully we get the county as well, because we can hold more. Okay. Let's see. We can... Should we lead our own armies? Oh, wow. Okay. We're just gonna siege her capital, 8 months. She doesn't have an ally who's coming. Okay, so they met up. Are they gonna go in for a battle? It's 40 days left. Or they're just gonna stand there. Ah, so this is one of the mobs. Because I was leading the army and I siege, you now get an event. The gates are breached and the defenders have thrown down their arms. The barony of Emden is entirely at our mercy. My soldiers stand by, weapons drawn and eyes hunger for plunder, awaiting my final command on how to treat the conquered populace. Spare them, we are conquerors, not butchers. Allow limited looting, the men deserve their spoils. Burn it all down, take everything of value. I mean, because this is of our sister, she's our friend, we know this land, we're just gonna spare them. Winter is a dangerous time, especially when it's snowing, yet it is also a beautiful time. There's something pristine and striking about the landscape that is covered in fresh snow. Oh, wow. Into the keep. I give the order to search the keep. My soldiers push deeper into the fortification, stepping over the rubble and the dead. A few minutes later, one of my generals report, "My lord, excuse me, you mean my lady? We have cornered some of the courtiers and servants of the estate. Some might have hid or escaped, but the majority is captured by one of our forces. What fate do you plan on them?" They cower together, awaiting my judgment. Jesus, you slaughter everyone. Okay, I know we're callous, but we're not. I mean, that doesn't mean we're just gonna butcher everyone. Jesus. So we can imprison a lot of them, and I think I'm gonna do that so I can recruit them. And okay, the cornered lord. As my generals assess our casualties, my guards direct forward the ruler of the surrounding land. Duchess Beatrix was trapped during the siege and now grovels at my feet, pleading for mercy. My lord, what should we do with the defeated foe? We're not gonna kill our sister. Are you crazy? We're just gonna imprison her and gonna let her go. I do want you to renounce your claims. Oh wait, first I need to enforce demand. No. Renounce claims. And enforce demands. Nice. And does she get to keep her county? Okay, she does. What? You just renounced your claims, and now you already have a press claim on the Duchy of Frisia. That's bullshit. Okay, so let's see if we can recruit all these people for ourselves. But this guy is still alive. Okay, everybody is like useful for a core position or anything. We're just gonna recruit them all. All right, let's see. So, okay, we're back under East Francia's rule. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if he formed the Holy Roman Empire. The borders look quite alike. All right. So, is there anyone yet worthy to marry? Um. You're an overall good character. You're a nice character, ambitious, moderate, forgiving. You have okay learning. Yeah, let's marry you. Nice. Right, now let's put you on patronage or patronage. Wedding celebration. With my marriage with Duke Odilo, we are expects us to throw a suitable, extravagant wedding celebration. It is well within my right to collect a royal aid duty as part of this, but some may consider it tasteless to levy an extra tax during a time of jubilation. I mean, we could use the money. So we didn't get the county, unfortunately, but it's alright. We did get the duchy title. Right, so that means if we get 500 gold, we can create the kingdom of Frisia. But for that, we have to be independent, or our liege has to be an emperor. So let's see if he will become emperor of the Holy Roman Empire. Oh, and I became pregnant. Wow. You work hard, huh? A child is growing in my womb. My husband, Duke Odilo, will be proud. Good. And to be honest, I think this is a good note to end on. We came quite far in this episode. We conquered the Duchy of Holland. We, unfortunately, Willem died, our father. Damn. Unable to carry their own massive frame. We defeated our sister, who is now back to being our vassal. We got second duchy title. And we are pregnant, which means our lineage will continue. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, and if you have any fun ideas, comment them below. Later.